Voltaire versus the Church, a battle for reason and enlightenment. Wielding his pen like a rapier, he took on the behemoth of the Church, questioning its doctrines, challenging its power, and tickling the funny bones of both royalty and commoners with his razor-sharp wit. Number 5. The Philosopher's Duel. Imagine a stage where thought is the sword, philosophy the shield, and wit the armor, a mental joust between Voltaire and the Church. This confrontation was no trivial skirmish. It was an intellectual duel par excellence. Voltaire, the champion of reason, often sketched himself as the quintessential homme de lettres, ready to spar with the institution that, in his view, cloaked society in the dark drapery of superstition and oppression. Like a skilled fencer, he wrote with agility and precision, challenging holy conventions and dogmas with a flourish that was as entertaining as it was illuminating. The Church, entrenched in tradition and theocratic authority, found in Voltaire a formidable adversary who wielded reason as both weapon and torch in humanity's trek towards enlightenment. And number 4, letters, wit, and lightning. With every sharply penned letter, Voltaire delivered a bolt of intellectual lightning, sparking conversations and sometimes outrage across Europe. His correspondence wasn't just post delivered by horse-drawn carriage, it was a lifeline connecting the age's brightest minds. These letters, witty, acerbic, sometimes barbed, were his way of keeping the flames of enlightenment burning bright. Through them, Voltaire kept his contemporaries on their toes, using wit to charm, provoke, and cajole decision-makers, while amusing the dinner table crowd. Every written word was an arrow aimed at the heart of unreason, and the Church was often in his sights. To understand Voltaire's influence is to picture these letters as the most electrifying discourse, fusing Enlightenment ideals with the lightning pace of European intellectual exchange. Number 3. The Kings of Satire. Voltaire wore many crowns, but one of his most dazzling was that of a satirist. His pen, dipped in irony and wrapped in the velvet of humor, turned the mundane into the magnificent. By lampooning the excesses and contradictions of the Church, and indeed of the ruling elite, he captured the imaginations of readers far and wide. In a world where direct confrontation often led to dire consequences, satire became Voltaire's secret weapon. It allowed him to weave truth into comedy and critiqued power without needing to raise his voice in accusation. Voltaire's satirical prose was not merely a literary device, it was a powerful solvent, dissolving the chains of dogma and freeing the intellect to ponder, question, and grow. The sharpness of his satire left many a dignitary red-faced, and even royalty enjoyed his humor, if sometimes through gritted teeth. Number 2. Imagination and church chains. Voltaire understood the potency of imagination as a liberating force, yet he saw it shackled by the iron chains of religious dogma. The Church, towering over Europe's spiritual and intellectual life, often cast itself as the arbiter of allowable thought, confining imaginative inquiry into narrowly prescribed domains. Voltaire, however, envisioned a different world, a world where reason and imagination danced freely without clerical censorship. Through his essays and polemics, he dared to dismantle the Church-imposed barriers and championed a universe comprehensible through human intellect. He boldly argued that faith, when wielded as an instrument of control, stunted the growth of human potential. Voltaire's battle wasn't just with the Church, but with any institution that sought to chain the expansive flight of human imagination and progress. Number 1. The Candide Commotion. In his masterpiece, Candide, Voltaire delivered perhaps the most biting satire of his career, a narrative that stirred the pot like none other. A whirlwind of improbable misadventures wrapped in the pseudonymous acquaintance of Dr. Pangloss sparked widespread debate, and of course, the ire of the Church. While Church authorities painted the world in the soothing pastels of divine perfection, Voltaire filled in the backdrop with grimy brushstrokes of reality's absurdities. Through Candide's naive eyes, the rose-tinted glasses of theological optimism were shattered, leaving audiences to grapple with a world booming with thunderous critiques veiled as comedic exploits. The commotion that Candide generated was a testament to Voltaire's prowess, an audacious leap into the fray that left its unmistakable mark on literature and philosophy alike. And so, the curtain falls on this battle of wits, satire, and steadfast conviction. Voltaire, with his pen of fire, taught us that enlightenment is not handed on a silver platter, but forged in the furnace of critical thought and free inquiry. In taking on the Church, he not only challenged an institution but championed a cause that would echo through the ages, the unyielding pursuit of reason. His legacy lives on in every curious question, every laugh of skeptical delight, and every mind that values understanding over blind faith. Thank you for accompanying us through this rollicking journey of intellectual rebellion and cultural illumination. We bid adieu, as Voltaire would surely say, with a smile as sharp as his quill, and a nod towards the ever-brightening future of mankind's quest for truth.